Hey guys, Hitman89 here, I hope you're doing great. Last week we had my Warhammer 40k Darktide review, and today I'm gonna show you the best 2023 games to play on Xbox Series X and S. Without further ado, let's start with the first game. Starfield is definitely not a masterpiece, but in my opinion, it's a good game. You can build outposts, mine resources, customize your spaceship, or even build one from scratch so you can see it in cutscenes while enjoying Bethesda's latest feature, 16 times the loading screens. There are two ways to play Starfield. You can stick to doing quests to see some quality content, or you could try exploring planets, even though by doing so, you might not see anything decent for a while. It's up to you. The facial animations aren't too bad, but for some reason, everyone in this game looks like they recently had plastic surgery.
Well, that's... Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment. I beat the game on Series X in like 3 days, and I won't be diving back into it unless the 60 FPS patch drops, or I end up making enough money to upgrade my PC. So don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, cause as we all know, YouTubers get paid for likes. Let's just move on to the second game. Forza Motorsport's gameplay is great, it feels more realistic and satisfying. What's not realistic at all though is the AI. The devs said they improved it a lot and how it's the best AI they ever made and all that marketing stuff, when in reality it just sucks, and I'll tell you why. No matter how fast your opponents are, once you pass them, they turn into pussy-ass bitches and just stay behind you and escort you until you cross the finish line. Anyway, there is a currency for buying cars and another one that you can use to upgrade them. So the game encourages you to build some sort of connection with your car and level it up, which adds a little bit of an RPG layer to the game and makes the progression system more interesting. Speaking of progression, I wish career mode was an actual career mode and not this restrictive bullshit we got. When it comes to racing games, I'm more of a single player person, but I played a little bit online with randoms, and it felt like I was playing Destruction Derby. So let's just move on to the third game. Assassin's Creed Mirage takes the series back to its roots, so you can't take on 10 dudes at once anymore like you would in Valhalla. I mean, you can try, but you'll most likely end up dead as fuck. At least you can assassinate anyone without having to worry about what level they are or how much DPS your weapon does. Now, what I really like about Assassin's Creed is that you can learn so much about history just by playing the game. For example, I learned that back in the 9th century, it was actually possible to knock people out just by punching them in the ass.
Have a short nap, but not too short.
Besem, you silly motherfucker. Anyway, stealth works great, especially since the AI is horrible. Oh, and if you speak Arabic, then you'll notice that Ubisoft only hired a couple of real Arab voice actors, because everyone in this game is pretty much doing a fake accent while mispronouncing every Arabic word ever.
My name is Kabija, the woman behind the Kina.
Now, if you're into multiplayer games, and more specifically co-op games, then you'll probably love the fourth game on my list. Warhammer 40k Darktide finally landed on Xbox.
About Karkin time!
I know, right? I had to wait a whole year to be able to play with my brother who's on PC. So we've been playing Darktide on a daily basis, and it's so much fun. The mix of melee and ranged combat with the newly added skill tree makes the gameplay just awesome. Additionally, it can be quite challenging, so be sure to stick close to your teammates, otherwise you'll get gangbanged by hordes of enemies. Keep in mind the frame rate frequently drops below 60 in performance mode, and the graphics are a little too downgraded compared to the PC version. Check out my review if you want to find out more about this game, cause right now we're moving on to number 5, Lords of the Fallen. Apart from looking like an actual next-gen game, Lords of the Fallen stands out from the other Souls-like games by offering the player 2 worlds to explore. You can use a special lantern to peek into the Umbral world. And it's not just that, there are tons of game mechanics related to exploration and combat that are proper to this game. I'm loving it. 5 minutes in, and Lords of the Fallen already gave me the option to throw rocks at my enemies. So as a Muslim and an Arab, you know I'm gonna appreciate that. Keep in mind you can play Lords of the Fallen in co-op with a friend, whether they're on PS5 or PC, cause the game has full crossplay support. And that's dope. There's PvP too if you feel like invading some noobs and shitting on them. Speaking of invasions, if you haven't played Age of Empires 4 yet cause your PC sucks dick, you can now play it on Xbox. Personally, I'm not a fan of playing strategy games with a controller, but I tried it and honestly, it's more than fine. It's also worth noting that there is keyboard and mouse support. I wish more games had that. Another thing I really like about Age of Empires is the fact every nation speaks in their native language, so it's not just English with a shitty accent. but none of that matters anymore when the enemy breaches your walls and starts fucking up your city. You guys like gang beasts? Then you'll love party animals. I played it in split screen with my wife, and we really enjoyed beating the shit out of each other and tossing one another around. Obviously, this isn't one of those games you know like the shit out of, but it's definitely an excellent one to keep on deck for when you and your buddies are done playing your main game and you want to have a good laugh before you bounce. The characters or animals in this game look hilarious, especially when they get knocked out, and there are tons of maps. For those of you who have no friends, don't worry. Playing online with randoms is fun too. I tried it. Now let me show you a completely different game. Lies of P is an excellent Souls-like with some sweet graphics. The whole universe and enemy design is kinda original. I mean, how often do you get to play as Pinocchio in a Souls-like? And don't worry, this is the last Souls-like game on this list. So Lies of P is challenging, fun to play, and it'll keep you busy for around 30 hours. Plus it's on Game Pass, so even if it's not really your cup of tea, you should give it a shot when you have nothing else to play. Now the two remaining games aren't out yet, but I'm making this video future-proof because I'm sure by the time you guys watch it, they'll both be out and you should really play them. It's been 13 years since Alan Wake came out on Xbox 360, which I played and loved. And as you can see, this one looks absolutely breathtaking. This sequel is split into two distinct campaigns, because there are two protagonists, Alan Wake, obviously, and a female FBI agent called Saga Anderson. The game is dark and gory, and me being the sick fuck that I am, I can't wait to play this shit. Just like most of you probably can't wait to play Baldur's Gate 3. Like I said, at the moment of making this video, it's not out on Xbox yet, but the devs said it'll be between October and November, so we're almost there. And for having beaten the game on PC in co-op with my brother and now playing it solo on PS5, I can tell you this is one of the best RPGs I've played. The amount of choices and possibilities here is insane. I'm currently doing an evil run, trying out some cruel choices.
Gods, don't hurt me! Oh, please, 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 please!
Yeah, beg you little bitch. Keep in mind after all these updates, Baldur's Gate 3 still has plenty of bugs and some noticeable performance issues during Act 3. Oh, and playing with the controller makes exploration much more immersive. Now before I let you guys go, here are a few games that didn't make the list but are still worth checking out. If you haven't had the chance to play the Dead Space remake earlier this year and you feel like shitting yourself, definitely pick it up when it's like $30. You won't regret it. Remnant 2 on the other hand isn't scary, but it's extremely challenging, so grab a couple of friends and eat shit together. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, last but not least, Star Wars Jedi Survivor's framerate issues were fixed, so you might want to consider picking it up now. And that's gonna be it for the best 2023 games to play on Series X and S. I hope you found this video helpful. If that's the case, a thumbs up and a subscription would help tremendously. It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon.
For the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh. Fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up. Play the game, bruh.